I can use the water in the watering can for the machine's fuel. I will, however, still need to bring it to the boil. The watering can with the cold well water is hanging on the metal arm. Once they get going, they'll burn for a few hours. A pile of parchments and papers, very old and a bit fragile. They'll burn well, they're dry as bone. We'd be better to light the fire first, then the watering can isn't going to be in the way. I'll give it a go. What? A crackling fire burns in the hearth. Ah, how nice. Let's see. The water's boiling. A watering can full of hot water. The water's hot. Just missing the bean powder now, and then I've got the fuel for the ghost in the machine. Very well. The water's turning brown. And it smells... lovely. That's the fuel for the machine sorted. A watering can full of fuel for the machine. Doesn't smell too bad either. And woe betide if this whole effort's in vain. Hello? You there, ghost. I have to find the secret cellar. Will you help me?
Oh no.
Thanks. A clever mechanism. So this is the legendary secret cellar. The cellar continues on behind these bars. I can't see anything, but I bet that the book's in there somewhere. Guess even a secret cellar is in the end just a cellar, and all cellars have gardening tools such as these gardening shears. As long as I'm not expected to do the gardening now. A staff approximately 2 meters long with a top made of bronze. Looks like something's missing there. This picture seems to indicate that a ruby belongs in there. The sad remains of extinct cultures, and of the last camping trip. I can't discover anything of interest amongst this junk. A small, fat figure. She's holding a mirror above her head. Looks ancient. A small, fat... A picture on a stone slab. It depicts a man in a robe with a staff in his hand. A jewel is glinting in the headpiece of the staff. Some sort of light beam shining on it. A picture on a stone slab. A jewel is glinting in the head. A small circular opening in the ground. It's decorated with an ancient script, just like the picture on the wall. A small... There are 3 carved figures by the bars. Each one of them has a different precious stone. This one here has a blue sapphire in its head. This figure looks a bit like a dog. One of its eyes is a large ruby. The spider has an emerald on its back, green. Strong iron bars without a door or lock. Behind it is a dark room. I somehow have to open the bars. No chance. There has to be a secret mechanism to open the bars. There's a stone in the undergrowth. There's something written on it, but I can't see what it is. That could be a little gravestone. Gremlin-sized garden shears. I hope that I'm not expected to prune the trees in the woods next. I don't believe it. Now I've ended up doing the gardening. It is indeed a gravestone. A little gravestone made of granite that's got Kinski inscribed on it. A little gravestone made of granite that's got Kinski inscribed on it. A pumpkin patch, not particularly well cared for. Presumably MacGuffin spends a lot of time buried in his books and not enough time in his garden. The pumpkins should have been harvested long ago. Some are already starting to go mouldy. A staff approximately 2 meters long with a top made of bronze. A large jewel belongs in the top. The window's open. The last rays of sunlight can enter the house. The window's open. The last rays of sunlight can enter the house. The small amounts of light from outside are somehow gathered in this box and exit as a light beam from the glass eye. Huh, not bad. Presumably gnome technology. That explains why the mirror was hanging there. It was there to reflect the light. I must find a replacement. Perfect. The shield's reflecting the light beam down into the cellar. the light beam is reflected by the little figure's mirror, but it's simply shining onto the floor. There are strange marks on the figure's pedestal. Looks like the figure may have been turned. I've got to try and turn it back to its original position.
Yoo-hoo!
I will say this one more time. I'm not Mortimer.
Of course not, if you say so.
Mortimer has been kidnapped, and I wanted to rescue him. I guess...
That's terrible. You'll have to hide.
Me? Why?
They want to kidnap you.
That's already happened. Mortimer, it's Mortimer. Mortimer has already been kidnapped.
But that's impossible. Who is talking to me at night, then?
Mortimer is your friend, is he not? Did he, excavate you?
You could say that. I was lying in the dark for quite some time. Then the lid opened and Mortimer was there. I've been with him ever since.
Well, as things look right now, Mortimer's not going to be here to chat for some time.
We do not chat. We discuss, we deliberate, we debate, we chat. But we would never go skiing.
Huh?
Why? Do you really want to go skiing?
I don't want to go skiing.
What is skiing?
No idea. Did you have an accident in a bandage factory?
No, I'm a mummy.
Don't mummies have their brains pulled out via their noses during the mummification process?
I don't think so.
I do. How exactly did the iron bars in the cellar open? Hey, I'm talking to you.
You can speak?
You know what? Forget it. I'll work it out for myself. I'd rather search through every nook and cranny of this house than inflict any more of these conversations upon my elven ears.
You can speak?
I know you've never been down there, but there was a staff in the cellar, and there's a precious stone that belongs on the top of it, a ruby. Do you know where it is?
But of course, Mortimer. You asked me to hide it for you. Don't you remember?
I must have forgotten about that.
Oh, what would you do without me?
Could you please just give it to me? I just need it for a second.
What?
The jewel. And before you ask, I mean the stone that you put somewhere safe for me. And please don't tell me that you've forgotten.
How could I forget that? You said it was very important that no one found the stone.
Oh, okay. Now please can I have it back?
Why would I give a complete and utter stranger Mortimer's stone?